Building a new car company is tough. Just ask all the discarded remains of automotive startups that litter Silicon Valley and Detroit. Hell, just ask Saturn. Remember Saturn? Still, Volvo's performance arm Polestar is now an EV maker, and after showing the world the impressive but limited and very expensive Polestar 1, it's built and released a proper electric car for regular people, the Polestar 2. Well, regular people with money. The Polestar 2 is the first pure EV from the automaker. The Polestar 1 was actually a hybrid. Now behind me is a launch edition of the Polestar 2, which means it has all the bells and whistles and the premium price tag that goes along with it of $59,900. Now is it worth that price? Well, yeah. Let's just get the whole range thing out of the way. The Polestar 2, dual motors, 240 miles of range. Single motor, 260 miles of range. Meanwhile, the Tesla Model 3, it starts at 263 miles of range and tops off at 353 miles of range. Tesla is killing it when it comes to range. There's no doubt about it. But the reality is, and you can fight me in the comments, you can send all the angry tweets you want at me, I like this car because it has that Volvo minimalism and sensibility, and it's really just Swedish fun injected right into your veins. The Polestar 2 is undeniably solid. It has a top-notch build quality, and whether you're smashing on the accelerator or flying around corners, it mostly does so quickly and with confidence. Now I say mostly because it does have more understeer than I like from an all-wheel drive vehicle. Off the line, the dual motor Polestar 2 hits 60 miles per hour in 4.45 seconds. That EV torque is even more impressive when you need to pass someone on the freeway. Just stab the accelerator and go. The adaptive cruise control and the lane keep assist are fine. I didn't have any issues with cars cutting in front of me and the vehicle stomping on the brakes or hitting the accelerator too quickly after a vehicle got out of the way. What's interesting is there's no real drive mode. You can adjust the regenerative braking, you can adjust the steering feel, but there's no sport mode or eco mode. You just get in and drive. Inside, Polestar has what it calls a vegan interior. Instead of leather, they use this thing called Weave Tech, and all the wood is reconstructed. Essentially, Polestar has mirrored the interior of a Volvo, which is great because I really like the minimalistic feeling of a Volvo interior. Everything is where it needs to be, and there's not a lot of clutter. The seats in the front and back are comfortable and offer plenty of head and leg room. A giant glass roof doesn't open, but does convey a feeling of open space. In addition to being its first EV, Polestar is quick to point out that the Polestar 2 is the first production vehicle with Android Automotive OS for its infotainment system. Now, there are a lot of issues surrounding dealing with Google. There's tracking, there's advertising, there's privacy issues. But at the end of the day, I actually really like Android Automotive OS. And while every automaker has some sort of voice assistant, it is really difficult to beat Google Voice. For example, hey Google, how far is New York?
You are 2,896 miles away from New York.
Hey Google, how much is Bitcoin?
One Bitcoin is approximately $38,291.60.
Did I need to know that? No, but I can know it because I'm in the car and it has Google Voice. Built-in Google Maps and Google Voice is top-notch, and the maps use vehicle data to help plan routes with charging stations. The only other automaker that pulls this off without too much fuss is Tesla. The power of Google is strong and, well, sort of creepy, but also very impressive. The rest of the infotainment system is easy to use once you realize that by tapping the bottom of the display, that's the home button. Once you do that, you can see the 4 different sections and the main apps that you use in those sections. If you want to see the apps that are available for those sections, you tap here and you can see the apps that are available. The Google Play Store is built in, and you tap on that and it shows you all the apps that you can download directly to your car. You don't have to use your phone and then sync it. You don't do any of that. You just download it directly to your car. So it's a bit like driving around in a giant Android phone. For Apple folks, CarPlay isn't available right now, but it is coming this summer via an over-the-air update, which is my way of telling you that the Polestar 2 supports over-the-air updates. Design-wise, Polestar calls this a fastback, and just looking at it, you can tell they borrowed heavily from Volvo sedans. Now, 90% of the time, I like the way this vehicle looks, but 10% of the time, I wonder to myself, why did Polestar take the Polestar 1, make it squat and a little bit too tall? Exterior aesthetics aside, for a first EV, the Polestar 2 brings the refinement of Volvo to the performance EV world. Yes, the launch edition version is pricey, but there is a single motor rear-wheel drive version of the Polestar 2 coming. And then after that, Polestar's next vehicle will be the Precept, which, just look at the concept, it looks amazing. And if it drives as well and is as fun as the Polestar 2, the Polestar name might be around for years to come.